In this video, I'm going to walk you through a brand new, and I mean brand new budget app called Dollar Designator. This app is one of the simplest budgeting apps I've used. It harnesses the power of envelope budgeting to help you only spend what you have and track your expenses to help you reach your goals. But here's the deal. I'm biased. I had a direct hand in bringing this app to you all because I partnered with an app developer to actually make this happen. Bottom line is this app is not perfect, but we're actively improving. And we want your input through the process of making this the best app that it can be. So to make this app more appealing, you'll get a free trial for the first 60 days of your account. Risk-free, no credit cards needed, regardless of when you sign up. I love getting to try things out without putting in a card number. Now the first 100 signups will get an exclusive introductory offer of $24.95 for the first full year of the premium tier. I'll cover the tiers more later in this video, but for now, let me show you how to sign up for your free account and create your first budget using Dollar Designator. Let's go. All right, so here's the homepage, dollardesignator.com. I'll put the link in the description of the video. But one thing to note is this is just a web app right now. But just know everything looks great on the desktop as well as mobile, whether it's your tablet or your phone. Just go up here to sign up, put in your email, create a password, and voila, this is the screen where you get started. Now, creating your budget with Dollar Designator is really just 3 simple steps. Step 1 is adding our envelopes. I love how easy this is because it already suggests a bunch of envelopes. Super easy for not missing any normal expense categories. But it also lets you add custom categories up here at the top. So like for me, obviously I'm gonna add a chocolate milk category. And it's here at the bottom. Add more custom categories or just choose from the ones that are existing here. And after we've added all the envelopes that we want, we just go to the bottom and proceed to step 2. Step 2 is adding accounts. Here you can add the accounts that you use on a regular basis. As of right now, we don't have bank connectivity. This is coming soon and will be a feature of the premium tier. So for now, here's how to handle accounts, or if you just prefer to not connect your bank. Click add account. We'll give the account a nickname. We'll choose the account type, which is checking, but you can also choose credit card or savings. And we'll throw in the account balance as of what date. I find the easiest thing to do is to go with the balance from your last statement. This is a newer account, so I'm gonna put in $50. I would just leave the balance type alone. And the balance date, we're gonna go with May 31st. And we click OK. Now we can add more accounts here. We can also add more accounts later, but for now, we're just gonna move on to step 3. So click step 3. So the amount that we have in our account right now, $50, needs to now be designated to its envelopes. All you have to do is click designate. Now, as of May 31st, we only had $50 in the account. My strategy is to fund the envelopes that I know are gonna need money first. Essentials like our mortgage, groceries, insurance, that kind of thing. Now $50 isn't a lot, but we're gonna split it up across a couple important categories. First, we're gonna do groceries. Let's do 20 bucks. Now it says we have $30 remaining. It automatically adds another envelope since we didn't use the full amount. Let's go with mortgage. We'll add 25 bucks. Now we have $5 remaining. Now if our water bill is coming up, we want to choose water, but we don't have that under utilities. So we can actually add a new envelope right here. Let's go with water. We'll put it under utilities. We'll click OK. Now it's putting that last $5 into water. If you want to budget based off of percentages, you can also click the down arrow on the right side of each of these categories. And you can either choose 10%, 25, 50, 75%, or apply the remaining amount of balance to that envelope. For now, we'll click off here and click OK. Now our starting balance in that account has now been set. On to step 4, which is just review. Basically, this is just a quick start page to kind of help understand some of the terms and concepts. But from here, you can go to your main dashboard. You can also import transactions. We're gonna go to the main dashboard. You can also do this by clicking the button up on the top left that has your name next to it. Okay, so from the dashboard, we can add more envelopes if we want, but more importantly, we can add transactions. Like I said, we don't have bank connectivity yet, but there are multiple ways that you can add transactions. The easiest way is to download transactions from your bank as a CSV file. Then you can upload it to the account either by clicking these 3 dashes right here and clicking import transactions, or by hovering over the account that you want and clicking this import transactions button. Then you can choose your files. I have a CSV ready to go. And upload. Now, one thing to know, banks format their CSV files differently. Some show expenses with negatives in front of the number while others don't. In the same way, some show incomes with a plus sign and some don't. Dollar Designator automatically assumes that any number that does not have a sign is an expense, or also known as a debit. You can see that here at the bottom right of the import screen. I happen to know that this bank's CSV files do not have a plus sign in front of incomes. So if that happens with you, just go down to the bottom right, click the setting, and change unsigned amounts to credits, which are also known as incomes and deposits. And then just click OK. The good news is if you have various bank accounts that format this differently, Dollar Designator will actually remember which account needs to have the unsigned transactions count as credit versus debit. So after you change this the first time, then you don't need to do it every time. All right, now that we've got that fixed, then it's actually going to take us to the transaction page where we can designate each transaction to envelopes. With each transaction, you can either add it, not import it, or skip it. Skip is really used only if it's already been imported in the past, but it's good at recognizing if there's a duplicate transaction, so I just don't worry about hitting skip. If you add a transaction, the screen looks very similar to when we designate funds in an account, except here you're designating the transaction to an envelope. So this is income. We're going to split it up across several things. We need some gas, so we're going to put in $200. We'll add another envelope. We definitely want mortgage to be covered. Let's put in $500 from this. Add another. Let's throw $100 into insurance. Let's put another $100 in groceries. And we have $100 left, which will create a new envelope and make this savings. We'll put it under other and click OK. Now we have $0 remaining. Let's click OK. Now it turns out after I got paid, I actually transferred money out, but we'll treat this like a normal transaction. So add transaction. Now we don't have an envelope for this transaction, so we could create one, or we can just hit our savings envelope. Click OK. Tim Hortons is a restaurant, so we'll actually put that in dining out. Notice dining out doesn't have any money in it. Now here's the deal. When you're importing transactions, you'll probably realize a lot of times that you haven't allocated your funds correctly in your envelopes. That's totally okay. We'll come back and fix that later. For now, just designate your transactions. The second Tim Hortons transaction, it just automatically assumes that it goes in dining out because we've already done that with another one. And when I have another income and I add the transaction, it will actually take the percentages that I used on the last designation of income, and it will split it across the same envelopes. That's just meant to make it easy, but if you want to, you can change it up from here. For now, I'll just leave it like this. Real quick, I'll just add the rest of these transactions. And there we have it. We finished importing all of our transactions. Pro tip, if your bank doesn't actually have a way to export transactions as a CSV file, just take a screenshot of your transactions, not including account numbers, of course, and ask ChatGPT to actually create a CSV file so that you can import those transactions into a budget app. When I tried this, it worked perfect. Now, if we return to our envelopes, the next way to add transactions is to go to import like we did before, but just type into the box and manually add it. It makes it easy if you want to add a transaction real quick, just so that you have an up-to-date balance of your envelopes. So right here, we'll put in 728, which was yesterday. This was for Walmart. And we'll put in negative $30 to stay consistent with the signs down here. You can put in multiple transactions, just make sure that each one has its own line. And then just click next. Now we have our transaction for Walmart. Let's add it. And we'll put this into our grocery fund. Okay. All right, last way to add a transaction is to do it manually, but a slightly different way. All you have to do is go up to the top, go to the account that you made the purchase from, and press the plus sign. Now you can choose the day, throw in the amount for $20, choose whether it's a debit or a credit, and throw in a description. We'll put Walmart again. And this goes into the chocolate milk category. This settled can be checked if you used a credit or a debit card. If it's currently settling, just leave it unchecked. When you import transactions using a CSV, it can actually tell if the transaction is settled or not. So when you import your CSV, it will just change the transaction to being settled if it shows as settled on the CSV. We'll just leave it unchecked. All right, save. All right, we've looked at how to set up envelopes and add transactions. We're on the dashboard right now. Let's take a look at our envelopes. Lots of positive balances. Some of them are 0, which makes sense. Unfortunately, some of these are negative and red, which need to be resolved. So for dining out, let's go to the 3 dots on the right side. we're going to click on transfer to, and then we can choose which envelope we want to transfer money from and move it to the dining out. Mortgage seems to have a decent amount in it right now, and our mortgage has already been paid for this month, so we're gonna move over $30. Okay, let's go down and see what else we need. Chocolate milk is negative. We're gonna transfer money into that, and we'll do it from the grocery category. Again, we'll do $20, and here's the thing, you can actually add other transactions right now as well. So we know that our savings is minus 600. Let's add money from the mortgage and we'll just make that an even zero. Last one down here is phone. We're at negative $9.54. Let's choose that envelope to transfer money into, and we'll move a little bit out of gas, $9.54. Now when we click OK, we've done 3 transfers and we've gotten rid of the negatives, all in one fell swoop. The transfer feature is a feature that I have not seen in a lot of budgeting apps, and one that I think is going to be a huge tool for helping you manage your personal finances. If you need more money in a different envelope, then just move it around as if you're moving physical dollar bills between physical envelopes. Now, one thing I want to go over real quick is how to find undesignated transactions, but I'll show you by going to the import, type in a transaction, we'll click next. Now, if we click add transaction and decide that we want to go back for some reason by clicking cancel, now you can't see the transaction, but it's still in the app, it's just undesignated. So let's go back to our dashboard, and if you go to the top right, it has one undesignated. Click on that, there's our transaction. We can go back in and designate it to whatever we need it to be. We'll throw that one under groceries, click OK, and now we're good. Otherwise, this app is super self-explanatory. If you go into your account, you can actually see all of the transactions that you've designated. You can click each one, change the designation to a different envelope, or you can search transactions with a keyword, Walmart. And again, you can add transactions and import transactions straight from the account and from the dashboard. You can add new envelopes from the dashboard. This is just a really simple way of designating your transactions and staying within the limitations of your cash. Okay, so here's the plan for the tiers of the app. There will be a premium tier and a free tier. The premium tier will have secure bank connectivity and automatic transaction importing. That will be added soon and will be a huge benefit to making this as simple to use as possible. It'll also have unlimited envelopes. And again, if you're one of the first 100 signups, then you'll get that deal for $24.95 for the first year of premium after your free trial. All other premium signups after that will cost $54 annually. We're still working out the free tier. It'll have some limitations compared to the premium tier, but it'll still be usable as a budgeting app. Either way, the good news is you don't have to put in a credit card or a debit card number just to be able to try this out. A totally risk-free trial to sign up. Now keep in mind, this is not a perfect app yet. We have more things we want to update, tools we want to add, like predictive budgeting and insights. We know not everything will work perfectly, but we want to make this as functional for you as possible, which is why I'm asking you to provide feedback. Let me know if you have any suggestions. Don't tell me you don't like the app without telling me exactly why. Help us make this better. We'll literally consider anything. Just make it constructive feedback. So if you want to give this app a go, then head to dollardesignator.com or clicking the link below. Send me feedback at connect@dollardesignator.com or by just commenting on this video. I'm pretty excited about this, so go sign up for a free trial.